Relations between the United States and China are tense, and the ingredients for a major crisis are already in place and growing. The two powers rarely have high-level political contact, and their military communications channels have broken down. And there is a high risk that their rivalry may become a race to the bottom. How might U.S.-China relations move in a more positive direction? Beijing had long considered that Washington is a global hegemon, but believed that they had time, probably through at least the middle of this century, before the U.S. would shift to an overtly hostile mode. Because of the speed of China's rise and in some U.S. setbacks since 9/11, the global war on terror, the global financial crisis, China believes that that rivalry is occurring now and it's becoming more hostile with a greater risk of war, especially over Taiwan. And Washington, somewhat paradoxically, fears that part of China's narrative may be true, namely that the United States is losing a contest that it only belatedly realized it was in, or as she has argued, that the East is rising and the West is declining. The challenges for U.S. and Chinese policy and diplomacy will be to retrace the steps the United States and the Soviet Union followed to reduce nuclear war risks without first going through an existential crisis like the Cuban one in 1962. In a way, what I'd want policymakers to understand is this Cold War, framing is probably too comfortable for us. We know how that went. We know that we prevailed. And I don't think this is going to play out, as that one did. That China is a unique challenge. It's stronger economically and in a technological domain than relatively the Soviet Union ever was. And that, a lot will depend on how we manage domestic affairs. China long had a view that what separated the United States from other great powers in history was our recuperative power. Over the last 10 years or 20 years, they've come to doubt that. So if the U.S., once again, it has recuperative powers, that it can remain stable domestically, that it can lead coherent alliances, and that China will be taking on not only a powerful, hegemon, to use their vernacular, but really a world system that has actually been very beneficial to China's rise, that once again, the Chinese Communist Party will be forced to reassess and to move back into a more stable modes of competition.